Do you have trouble writing cool chord progressions? Are you stuck writing the same 4 chords over and over? Well, thinking about chords differently might lead you in new directions. This is MusicCorner, your source for nerdy thoughts on music. I'm David Kulma. Traditional music theory focuses on generic situations that are common across many pieces of music. You can make your work sound polished with these ideas, but you will miss pungent exceptions that can make your music stand out. You can still focus on triads, 3-note chords of stacked thirds, but you must be able to think outside of the parameters of harmony textbooks. The entrance music I wrote is a good example of something that sounds cool, but is very simple. This music is similar to the opening of A Sea Symphony by Vaughan Williams. He uses just 2 chords, B flat minor and D major. Let's take stock of the progression. 1. They share no notes in common. 2. Each note moves a half step to the next chord, B flat to A, D flat to D, and F to F sharp. And 3. The lowest voice moves down while the other 2 move up, creating contrary motion. This combination creates an uncanny moment. My initial reaction was, whoa. These 2 chords are clearly not in the same key. Roman numerals are not really helpful here, and the traditional label of doubly chromatic mediant doesn't explain much. So how do we figure it out? The answer is voice leading. Voice leading describes how the particular notes at one moment in time move to other particular notes. These strings of notes are called voices, because music theory teaching focuses on the singability of these strings of notes. And chords are often divided up between multiple musicians to fill out an entire harmony. Our musical example is not just good voice leading, but parsimonious voice leading. Parsimonious is a fancy word for really smooth. And what do I mean by smooth? A voice can either sing a leap or a step. As mentioned in my first video, there are 2 kinds of step, the half step and the whole step. Our ears recognize these intervals as being close together and easy to sing. They are smooth. Larger intervals from the minor third on up are leaps. These take more effort to sing and are easier to screw up, but leaps make a great melody memorable. We tend to prefer lots of smooth connections with a few leaps to liven things up. So a lot of voice leading work is learning how to connect notes smoothly to make a pleasant result. But voice leading is usually taught in a restricted context. You get a certain key, mode, or scale to work in. Let's throw that caution to the wind and deal with all the notes at once. This will allow us to find the most piquant and exotic 2-chord progressions in addition to the ones that are pleasant and safe. First, we want the most basic things, so let's start with a major chord. And because of the reasons from my last video, we will start with C major. We'll begin by finding chords we can get by moving just one voice. We're going to focus on finding major and minor triads. You can figure out augmented and diminished on your own. I'll give directions so you can play along at home. Play a C major chord with your right hand. Move your thumb down to B. We have just made an E minor chord. Notice that your thumb moved down 1 key or a half step. Laurie Anderson achieves a cool harmonic stasis using only this progression in the song Oh Superman. Play C major again. Now move your pinky up to A. We have just made an A minor chord. Notice that your pinky moved up 2 keys or a whole step. The Isley brothers kick up a party atmosphere with this progression in the song Shout. Play C major again. Now move your middle finger down to E flat. We have just made a C minor chord. Your pinky moved down a half step. This is a common modal shift that I associate with Schubert and Beethoven. These are our 3 options for moving one voice. Note that we could have different but related progressions by starting on the minor chords instead. I hope you notice that these 3 progressions do something else besides steps. Each ending chord shares 2 common tones with C major. Another principle of smooth voice leading is keeping the same note in the same voice when you can. Now we'll find chords by moving 2 voices. Each progression will have 1 common tone. Play C major again. Move your pinky up to A flat and your middle finger up to F. We have just made an F minor chord. This chord progression is common in 19th century music. The borrowed subdominant sets the bright C major tonic in relief, especially during a coda, similar to something out of Tchaikovsky or Dvorak. Play C major again. Move your thumb up to C sharp and your pinky up to G sharp. We have just made a C sharp minor chord. This chord change is awesome and common in John Adams' music. He starts on the minor chord, usually E minor moving to E flat major, and whacking the common tone G over and over. Those two progressions had the voices move in the same direction, while the next two, like our Vaughan Williams progression, use contrary motion. Play C major again. Move your thumb down to B and your pinky up to G sharp. We have just made an E major chord. Play C major again. Move your middle finger down to E flat and your pinky up to A flat. We have just made an A flat major chord. These two progressions are related. You can connect these three chords, C major, E major, and A flat major, in a circle and go in either direction around it. We'll see these chords together again in a moment. I'll let you figure out the rest of the 23 progressions starting on major and all the ones starting on minor. You'll find that most of the progressions have voices move in the same direction, and the property of contrary motion is special to the two just mentioned, two comparable ones with minor chords, the opening progression and its reverse, which is the last one I'll play. Play C major again. Move your thumb down to B, your middle finger down to D sharp, and your pinky up to G sharp. Behold, we have just made a G-sharp minor chord. The minimalist tradition, which is now 50 years old, blurs the distinction between chord and key. They make a point of marking note changes as important events in a rhythmic flow that creates a sense of active stasis. So these smoothly voiced progressions make sense for this music where each chord change is an event. A great example of careful voice leading among major and minor triads is from the opera Nixon in China by John Adams. The first aria belongs to Richard Nixon, who sings about the mysterious news. But since this music is copyrighted, I will link to a recording here and at the end of the video, so you can listen for yourself. But in the meantime, here is a style homage parody by me to give you an idea. This is a parody, When I wrote this on Logic Pro last night, no one was listening. No one was listening. Listening. Adams starts the Nixon aria by pounding on A flat major. He then toggles with F minor by moving E flat up to F and back. This is our progression with one whole step, like the Isley brothers' Shout. Then he moves the root down to G to make C minor, our first half-step progression, like Laurie Anderson's Oh Superman. He goes back to A flat major and begins the contrary motion circle to ratchet up the brightness. He moves back and forth with C major via the first contrary motion progression. He makes the music even brighter by using the same progression with C major to go to E major. This takes us 2/3 around our contrary motion progression circle. He could finish the circle by going back to A flat major. Instead, E major slams headfirst into the beginning of the second section, where it moves to F minor through our second similar motion 2 half-step progression, where the third is the common tone that I said was common in John Adams's music. The chords become more complex later, but the principle of smooth voice leading undergirds all of his colorful chord choices throughout the aria and the opera. Now, go play with these chords and see what cool ideas you can come up with. Thanks for watching Music Corner. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll try to answer them. Until next time, museums are a good example.